Good afternoon, evening, night, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome to episode 15. Start of Book 2, Rise of the Runelords. Let's pop in our party here. Say hello. We're here. You can see us.
What's up, little brother?
Hello.
I'll tell you guys,
Brother.
everyone at home watching us, thank
Hello,
you,
brother.
as usual. Thank you for being here, choosing to hang out with us on a wonderful Monday. A lot has happened. We've been busy. Busy. It's been a busy week. Like, it's actually cut into my streams that I'm just like, I just gotta get this shit done. So, but it's exciting. I feel the fire. How do you guys all feel?
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're stoked.
Other than today was super busy for me. Great.
Super busy for me too at work, but I guess it's a good problem to have a lot of times. Well, cool. I'm not going to do a whole lot of preamble because we have a lot of stuff for my dear compatriots here to discuss. Just so everyone is aware, we have had 2 months pass in the game time since last we were here. So they defeated Nawalia, attempted their battle briefly against Malfeshnakor, and then fought the Hermit Crab, and then left and went back to Sandpoint. Did a bunch of stuff from that, and then we essentially have like a kind of time skip. I tried doing this a little bit different as far as how downtime is usually done. I wanted it to try and make it a little more interesting. What did you guys think of it?
It was awesome.
Yeah, I loved it.
Very
It's
happy.
fun.
Cool.
Except for when we had to roll because the dice roller hated us.
Just makes things more interesting.
It definitely did.
Does it?
Cool. So we're gonna go ahead and do a quick round robin like we usually do, and have everyone decide to discuss what their character did during the downtime, what they are willing to share, I should say. You do not have to say everything, or give the full details of everything. So we'll do our usual order, starting with dear old Amir. Take it away.
Get it, skip.
All right. So Amir was a busy boy. The main thing he was up to during his time was working at the shipyard, as one of his childhood dreams was to be a pirate. Obviously, he's not trying to be a pirate, but he did want to learn how to sail and boats and stuff. So he was trying to basically commit himself to like living in this town. He's always wandered wandered most of his like recent life. So he tried to integrate in the town a lot, tried to make a lot of friends here and there. Worked at the shipyard for that time. He is now proficient in sailing lore. And then he also made friends with the owner of the Cracktooth Tavern, which is owned by Jesk Cracktooth. So spent a lot of time drinking in there at night when he wasn't crafting alchemical items / working on his weapons. There are some things I will be keeping to myself, but some of the stuff that one of the like lore relevant things, he does know he's a Duskwalker now. He did some researching with Abstelar, and he would have told the party this at some point because he didn't want them to think he's an undead. So he knows he's not undead, but he is abnormal. Duskwalkers are usually raised as basically a newborn, or a new soul is given, or an old soul is given to a newborn. So basically an old soul is born again. They get a new life from the start. They don't remember anything from their past life. They might find out someday they're a Duskwalker, most don't. He knows he is one, but he was raised abnormally from the dead, so he doesn't understand that yet. Some other stuff happened with that. We're not going to get to learn all of that. He did buy a house in town. He didn't technically buy it. The mayor of the town gave him a home as long as he picked up the payments. So he owns a wooden cottage that's on one of the edges of town. That is where he trained Dammit, his goblin dog pet.
yeah.
Dammit is a goblin dog who's notoriously hard to train, so he didn't do a super good job. It cut into some of his other crafting time because he had to spend so long training the dog. He wrote the full events of their exploration and adventure for Surdak to put on a play with. He wrote mostly the tragedy of Nawalia is what he wrote it as, so the town learns like what they did to her to drive her to this point, and so hopefully that'll be enacted in a play at some point.
Wow.
He found or was given a rhino bullet. That's just a random tidbit. Won a storytelling contest. He worked with Vincent on an investigation, which we can wait until we get around to Vincent's turn. We can talk about that. And then he also, this is the big one, he became a deputy of the town. So Skip is a deputy. He may or may not have shown you guys his badge.
The big iron on his hip.
That's the one. So yeah, he's it's not really like an official job. He doesn't do a lot for it. He mainly is just like an agent of goodwill in the town and upholds the law where he sees it being broken. Occasionally he'll get called in to help with a specific task if they need backup or need his assistance with something. For the most part, it's an honorary title.
I am super excited for mine because Skip and Vincent have something in common.
So yeah, that's the stuff I'm willing to share about Amir's downtime.
Do you want to elaborate a little? Like, this might be important because of what Vincent's feeling right now, but as far as you're being deputized, do you remember how that went exactly?
Yeah, so the old sheriff, I can't remember his name right now,
Hemlock.
Came from what he was told, went to Vincent to offer Vincent his sheriff position. Vincent turned it down, and so it was offered to Skip. Skip also turned it down, but then came back the next day and said, you know, like, listen, I understand. Like, he consoled the guy, was like, you did your best with what you could. How about I help out as being a deputy? Like, maybe that'll help with your image or whatever with the town.
Poor guy.
He's had a rough go of it. Cool.
Yeah.
Lots happened. Lots happened. Grail.
Oh boy. So Grail Findor spent almost his entire time starting a magical sundries business. It's called the Grail Magica, and there's now a giant holy grail with an arcane symbol, like a shop sign attached to his thatched wooden house. It's like an addendum, and the room he built for Skip is now his workshop, I guess, because Skip doesn't want to live with him anymore.
Was going to be a roommate and ended up getting offered a home.
It's the sulfur, isn't it? It's the like constant.
You know, couldn't do the smell. Didn't want the dog to be in the way.
It was one. Of it was the only thing Amir asked for from the mayor. So.
Oh, it was a house. Oh,
yeah,
that's cool. But also, I don't know what the title is. I think it's archivist or whatever. Gryffindor is given oversight along with Broderick Quink over all of the Thessalonian artifacts and locations in the general Sandpoint area. So he now has control over who gets to go in and view that, and is limiting the catacombs and other places that we've visited that have Thessalonian locations, or preventing wandering villagers from accidentally, townsfolk from going those places. And him and Broderick Quink spent a long time investigating those ruins as well. In that process, and then he spent most of his time working with the general merchants and magical people in the area to help prepare the party for what comes next, and a bunch of other stuff that I won't share. But I guess he spent a lot of time helping Amir, or vice versa, craft on the downtime, and as well as helping him, giving him some tips on how to train his dog, Dammit, without doing it for him, essentially. So yeah, it's your responsibility,
Once again,
your kid, your first dog
ownership.
Once again, Dammit is purely still here for flavor. I'm gonna bring absolutely zero mechanical purpose like you requested. So
I had a bunch of cool ideas, but apparently that's not gonna happen. Yeah, so it essentially Gryffindor spent most of his time really studying the cult and figuring out like how we can find them or like what's next. He spent, I mean, just probably most of the 2 months sleepless nights of crafting and prepping in kind of almost like a manic focused frenzy. And so that he probably hasn't left his workshop / library almost the entirety of the 2 months.
Perfect. As far as like the catacombs goes, I imagine you're mostly probably walling off the area where the well was, because it seems there was projects and work to possibly refurbish the catacombs to make them
Yeah,
usable.
I'm kind of curious how those who don't directly contradict each other, GM.
So what I would have done, and we didn't get to talk about this a lot, and this is a good opportunity to do so, is what, as oversight, I would have probably put a magical, I have the spell lock available to me, so I would have probably had them reinforce the wall, but also either disguised with either an illusion spell or magical lock, an area where I could, and the oversight committee could access the well and the ruins, and probably assign guards to the remodeling of the catacombs. But yeah, I almost would prefer them to find a new catacombs, but
Well, there has been a big push, as you will find out, as I think Una's going to tell us.
I actually need the GM to respond to some DMs, so I'm going to say, why don't we skip me and come back?
Okay. I was trying to address those without having to message back.
Yeah.
If that is the case, I will also skip what I did on my
what?
downtime.
You have to tell us something.
Oh, we'll find out.
I will tell you that my character is new.
Like a completely new character?
Completely new.
Not first tree?
It is not first tree of spring.
Okay.
Shit. Now we're all sad.
And everyone cried.
Everybody cried.
Crow's removing all of his subs.
Oh no.
Our sponsor has
I'm gonna take my toys and go home.
Gosh dang it. Okay, then we'll go on to Vincent for now.
All right. Vincent had also been a pretty busy boy. Though Vincent finally heard back from his uncle after pretty decent amount of time. So I got a letter from my uncle, which was pretty cool. Hemlock offered me to be second in command. Didn't know he was trying to actually promote me to sheriff. But Vincent declined it unless I was still able to continue adventuring with my friends. And yeah, that didn't turn out too well. I talked to the mayor of Sandpoint, and I haven't heard anything yet, but we might be getting discounts, maybe. Found a sanctuary of Sabal Sorn. Or no, the owner is named Sabal Sorn. He was a monk that offered to train me as a warrior. Declined that. Let's see. Yeah. I got hit on by the general store owner's daughter, and I turned that down.
It's a lot of turning things down up here.
Turning a lot. Oh, it gets better because I got offered a Haro deck reading, and I immediately turned that shit down. I was like, nah, I'm good. Thanks, though.
He saw Grailfindor's look when he came back from his Haro deck reading.
And I was like, nope.
I don't want to do that.
Let's see. What else is... Oh, the biggest thing. Vincent became a bounty hunter. Like a full-fledged bounty hunter.
Hell yeah.
I also teamed up with... Oh, God, what's his name? Where is it? Right there. Daverin Hosk from the Goblin Squash Stables. Teamed up with him, trained with him. He taught me in the ways because he also was a bounty hunter. And in doing so, he gave me a weapon that he used back in his adventuring days. He also told me a little bit about his backstory, which was heart-wrenching. So Vincent promised to strike down any of the goblins with the weight of both his sword and Vincent's, which made him a new friend. Yeah, other than that, I got to talk with Shalelu a little bit, tell her my backstory. That was pretty cool. And I got introduced to... Oh, what was their names? Arika and Anika? I think that's what their names were. Got introduced to them. Arika and Anika, yeah.
Who are they?
They are the baker's daughters.
I see how it is.
Yeah. Somebody's trying to play matchmaker with Vincent, apparently. Arika showed more interest in Vincent. Anika, not so much. I flirted a little bit with Arika and told Anika that she should follow her heart instead of doing what she's, told to when it comes to the family business. If she doesn't like it, do what she wants. So I might have started a family feud there, but you know what? Whoops.
Calm it down there, Romeo.
Say lovey.
I forgot. Grailfindor went on a plutonic date with Shalelu.
Same.
They might have gotten overly dressed for it and misunderstood the situation a little bit, but
but that's pretty. Follow her heart instead of her hips. Yeah, that one.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Look at us, romantics.
But the weapon was a +1 striking fearsome composite short bow.
That is.
That I promised to strike goblins down with.
Dang.
Sword. Yeah. Yeah, dude. But yeah, no, Vincent's a full-fledged bounty hunter. I wasn't able to do any of the bounties because I got busy today, but Vincent, if I would have, there was a chance Vincent wouldn't have been here today because some of the bounties were...
He'd have died on a side quest.
Potentially.
Classic.
And Crow would have been like, oh, I didn't get to see it happen? Damn it.
Bring him back.
Bring him back. I want to see him die again.
All right.
No, it's pretty eventful.
Yeah, we unskipped now. The suspense is killing me. You two.
Well, you had a revelation the GM had not told me that kind of directly contradicts some stuff. So we'll just hand wave that.
In fairness, as I said, it was also a revelation to me too.
Which was?
So, the stuff you did with the catacombs.
Like I said, we'll work out the details later. I think it'll both work just fine.
So Una did not gut out the church area, I guess. Dude, it's a shrine of Lamashtu. Anyways.
Seems reasonable though.
I would have helped. Let's scour it.
Anyways. Una spent most of their time basically schmoozing and getting in with as many NPCs as they could. Handful of shopkeepers, basically all the noble families, the mayor, and so on. Let's see, what other stuff did they do? They basically funded the poor of the town, basically fixing that problem. So kind of eradicating poverty and sand points. So that's a thing. Let's see what else.
A true hero.
What's that?
I said, eat your heart out, Elon Musk.
Oh, well, yeah. Also, Una's not a fascist, so small thing there. Go fuck yourself, Tesla owners. Anyways, let's see. Also, let's see. I'm trying to think. Sorry. They upgraded the guard a little bit. Spent a not small amount of coin doing something that we'll be deciding about later, I guess, with the catacombs. Some behind the scenes stuff and something somebody here has asked me specifically to not mention. And I think that'll be basically where we're going to probably be starting off, if I had to guess.
Okay. D'Artagnan, are we just skipping over everything for you?
I think it makes sense to say for the conclusion of First Tree's story, they successfully managed to return to the Great Forest, where they were reintroduced to the Great Old Oak, and they had a discussion where the Old Oak commented how First Tree had grown to attach to the material plane. And as penance for that attachment, First Tree willingly decided to leave and return to the First World, which is the world of the Fae and the like. Think of like the Feywilds from 5th edition, if you're familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the end of the First Tree of Spring story, is returning to the First World.
Let's pour one out for First Tree, everybody. He will be missed. They will be missed.
Whatever, it's a plant. I don't know. They don't have
Sorry,
pronouns.
Exactly.
Sorry, bud.
Sorry, everybody.
Big sad.
Anything else anyone would like to say?
Yeah, one thing. I don't know if I mentioned this last thing, but you guys will see once we get a map out there. Una has a pet of sorts, Spoot, who's a little suit sprite. Think Spirited Away or My Neighbor Todoroki, whatever the fuck that movie's called.
Todoroki.
Is it
My Neighbor
Todoroki?
Totoro?
No, Totoro. My Neighbor Totoro.
Right, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Todoroki's from My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Whatever, you goddamn weebs.
You're the one with the spoon.
Look, man, I stand by Miyazaki's words himself. Anime was a mistake.
Never.
It was, but
Never.
I enjoy it, so I enjoy the mistake.
Think of all the fun videos we got to watch in middle school.
Oh, like AMVs?
Sure.
Anyways. Or like when you go to rent movies and the video stores didn't realize they were actually like renting out like adult anime videos.
There we go. That's more accurate.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Boy, that was a throwback.
I'm excited.
Stores.
Let's set the mood, shall we? We're going to be opening up into book 2 here. 2 months have passed. Let us do a little bit of this as we open up on a very rainy night. Wait for it.
Am I hearing rain? I think I'm hearing rain.
Not yet.
I should have must have closed Sirenscape.
There we go. All right. We open up on a wet, dark night. Moon barely lighting the area. Clouds. The sky. would see if this were like a movie or a TV show, like the hurried like footsteps running, splashing in small puddles on this road, heavy breathing. Sounds like they've been running for quite some time. Sounds like perhaps a woman running. We hear in the background what sounds like maybe footsteps increasing in numbers. Perhaps some hissing, some growling. Perhaps she is running away from something. Where she's headed, we don't know. We never get to see who this person is. As they continue to run, we hear the footsteps from behind her getting closer and closer and closer. The splashes getting heavier and heavier and heavier until she finally seems to turn and let out a blood-curdling scream and fall to the ground. Right as the camera kind of pans up, hear what almost sounds like the sound of flesh tearing. Then we would hear a very abrupt, very loud knock on the door. Mir and Grail, will you both roll me a d20, please?
Oh, shit. Starting off strong, baby.
Oh,
Oh,
God, I had a nat
That's not
20.
starting off strong. That's not starting off strong. I take it back. I'm sorry.
I thought that was a nat 20.
Mir, you would hear a fairly assertive pound on your door.
Amir would.
And it's pretty
he's
late. It
reaching
would have
for-
like woken you up.
Okay. So Amir will like sit up and give it a minute to see if he was just hearing things. Just storming outside. Maybe he heard the wind or like thunder or something.
I apologize. I would say it's actually fairly early at this point now.
Okay. Is
Eventually,
it still storming?
what was that?
Is it storming?
It's like a light drizzle, we'll say at this point. We can get rid of the storm. You would hear the like knock again, and you would hear Hemlock's voice. Amir, I'm sorry to wake you.
Amir will get up. He'll shout, "One moment, please." He'll start getting dressed really quick, and as he's leaving, you see him like reach over by the door. He pulls up his deputy badge and actually like attaches it to his shirt since he hears Hemlock outside, and opens the door. And, of course, Hemlock. What is the matter? Why are you coming to me so early in the morning?
As you open the door, Hemlock, the look on his face, it's not a look you've seen in probably ever since knowing him. It looks like a lot of the colors kind of drained out of him. He looks like a little on edge. He seems like he really like something must have happened for.
I open the door fully and please come inside. You look quite shaken, my friend.
Thank you. He like steps into your home. He's like looking around your house. He's like, "Oh, it's a nice new place you got here."
Yes,
Mara did you up good. I'm happy
She
for
did
you.
indeed. She set me up quite well. Dammit seems quite fond of the place, and as I say that, Dammit like hits him in the knee, like kind of like a bulldog, like it doesn't know its own strength. It just like pushes into his leg.
Oof. On Amir.
Onto
On
Hemlock.
Hemlock. Okay. He's like, oh. It's at this point, it's like, probably like 2.5 months old, so it's still probably like a little sausage, but he's like,
Well,
I didn't know with goblin dogs how fast they would grow, so I was kind of guessing.
who fucking knows, man? It's our universe, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
He's like, I wanted to speak with you first, but I'm going to need to see You and all of your friends, if possible.
Is something wrong?
Yes. Something is very wrong.
You're scaring me a bit, Hemlock. Give me a detail, something here, man.
He reaches into his like jacket and he pulls out like a bloody piece of paper.
Is he offering it?
He holding it for like a second, not offering it. It looks like he's kind of hesitating, and then he holds it out to you.
Amir will like slowly reach out for it and kind of give him an uncertain look, and then look down to the paper.
When you look at it, on the front has your name on it, and it's a very small slip of paper, and it's like folded in half, but it's got like blood stains on it. But you can see your name clearly written on it before opening it.
He looks to it for a second. Do I recognize his handwriting?
No, it looks like chicken scratch practically. It was actually kind of hard to make out that it was your name.
Okay. Is there anything else on the paper? A stamp, a seal, other writing?
Do you open it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what you will see.
Oh, I thought you were sharing with all of us. Rude.
We're not here. Well, I mean,
I
you
figured
might
out
be.
how to be able to share with single people, so it made it more interesting.
Oh,
That's really cool.
That's
Amir
good.
will-
Like,
look this over. He'll look up at Hemlock uncertainly, look back down at the paper and read it a couple of more times to see if he's misunderstanding. And
You mean he doesn't read it out loud to himself like he does in the show?
so Grail can hear.
I'll read it out loud for you guys because this is really cool. It's a bloody note. There are drops of blood on the inside of it as well. It says, "We have spoken of this before, my master. Now it begins. Join the pack and it will end. Your lordship."
Aw, your dog's a lord. And he can write.
Yeah. And he can write. What a
You've
miracle.
been training him real good this last couple months.
Maxed out those nature checks.
He when you're kind of like looking at it several times, Hemlock like puts one of his hands on your shoulder. And he's like, "I want to be very upfront with you, Amir. I do not think you are behind what this is attached to, what this is implicating."
Please tell me this is not someone's blood.
Several
Please tell
people's
me it was
blood.
found on some creature, messenger pigeon that was shot or something.
It's several people's blood.
Uh-oh.
He's unsure what to say. You see him kind of like start to mouth a few words and nothing really like manifests as he doesn't know what to say. And
He's like, so Hemlock kind of takes the lead, and he's like, "Are you all right with us finding your friends? I think before I go further, I think I should just tell it to all of you."
believe that would be best. I will begin rounding them up.
Okay. He he took his hat off when he came inside, to be like proper. He like waved it to get whatever little rain was on it outside, but he's like puts it back on. He's like, "Whenever you're ready, I'll wait outside for you."
The gentleman.
He'll Amir will take a minute. Did he leave him with the piece of paper?
Mhm.
He'll read it again, unsure, and then fold it up and tuck it into his jacket. He looks down at Dammit. He goes over and he sets out some like food for him really quick. He fills a bowl with water. It kind of sets him up like he's gonna be gone for a while.
Sure.
And as he like walks to the door, you see him put his hat on. And he hesitates for a moment, and he holds out his hands, and both of his weapons manifest, and he puts them in their sheaths and walks out the door.
All right. He's like, "I presume we'll head to Grail's house first.
I believe that would be a good place to start.
Okay. As you guys start to walk that way, smash cut. Grail, you hear knocking on your door. This is
What time?
waking you up.
Oh,
in the middle of the night. Well, possibly waking you up. You are a workaholic, so it would still be wet and rainy out.
Grail's sitting at his desk.
And it's pretty frantic. Like,
He dozes off. He pulls out of his bandolier and then mage armors himself and slowly walks up to the door and opens it from a short distance quickly.
all right. You see one familiar figure and one almost familiar figure standing at your door.
Who's the familiar figure?
Una.
Una.
And Una looks bad. Like really, really bad.
Like hurt, injured?
Yes. Like
Severely.
I run up and kneel and then.
Before you do that, I think we should address who Una is with,
Oh, who are you with?
because it would be a hard thing for you to overlook.
Oh,
You would see a Leshy in familiar armor, a familiar shield strapped to its back, but it does not look the same as First Tree did.
he turns. Oh, first tree.
This is Tree. We need to get inside. This, not right now.
Come in. And I'll use my healer's gloves on Una.
okay. It looks like the Leshy is also quite beat up as well.
So I heal, and then I'll pull out a wand, and I touch the Leshy. Is your name still First Tree?
It's just Tree now.
All right, and I'll heal you as well.
Yeah.
First, are you all right? Is there anything else wrong that I should take care of?
No, we are completely spent. We barely escaped with our lives.
Okay,
This is again a girl's voice. I just forgot about that.
that's all right. Explain what happened.
We
And
well, we were on our way back from Agnamar, and Una kind of looks to Tree, we were on our way back from traveling, and we were attacked at night by. I don't know what we were attacked by. We killed a lot of them, but they just kept coming more and more.
Were they humanoid?
I mean, they had legs and arms.
But not people.
Some of them.
Can
They
you do
didn't
your
fight like people.
Can you do your best to describe them? And I'll open up an encyclopedia. I'll open up my book, my journal, essentially.
It was dark and they were wearing cloaks and masks, but some of them had claws and some of them had teeth.
What did the masks look like?
Would we have gotten I couldn't
they have-
tell you.
We couldn't tell. It was too dark.
Markings.
They were so tall, though.
markings, pendants.
They were
anything.
taller than you were.
No, it wasn't like that. They put out our campfire and then they attacked. We barely saw anything in the dark.
They knew what they were doing. They knew that the best way to get to us so that we wouldn't see what was happening.
I see. You did well. Good job. Please rest. I have extra bedrooms that I built just for the two of you.
The thing is resting is probably not the best idea. We didn't walk away from that fight. We ran for our lives, and they were chasing after us.
We got to gather the rest of our allies. It's best
sleeping probably isn't the best idea right now. They're coming from the south.
I see. Please protect yourselves here in my home. I'm going to.
Just to be clear, I think Vincent lives with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'll go and
He's
knock
just
on beds.
like eating popcorn and just listening. Like, oh,
He's just like,
I'll get involved later.
I was-
Don't worry.
I was up late working. And I knock on Vincent's door, like urgently knocking. Bam! Not my good morning. Here's some potions knock, but like bam, 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 bam,
This
bam.
is serious business. Huh?
Yeah,
You guys just hear
and I'll
feet
open the.
hit the ground, and then when you open the door, Vincent's hair is just everywhere. Just looks like a fucking hurricane hit him. He's just like,
You don't have
to knock on my door when I'm cleaning my room.
You don't have a guest tonight, right?
no,
Okay.
I think.
Nope, no
Looks
guess.
nope, no guest. Does my sword count?
Yeah, sure, whatever. Get your guest and then bring him out.
Is everything okay?
Armor, sword, everything. Get ready.
Say less. And he just starts strapping up.
Yeah. And I'll turn towards the front door and I'll peek out.
While they're doing that, I'll turn to Una and I'll like try to have a glow of holy magic to try to cast heal, and nothing comes out. And I go, still nothing. I'm really sorry.
Are you still? Is he still look injured after the heal? Are you pretty like super fucked up?
We're super fucked up.
I'm down to 3 hit points.
For the rest of us, did y'all actually like roll for these fights and stuff?
Yes. Sure.
Sure.
We rolled on how many we killed and how much more experience we have compared to you.
I healed Tree for 31. Damn.
Oh shit. Okay.
So, as soon as Vincent gets ready, he walks out, and the moment he sees Tree, he's like, "Little guy, you're back." Wait a sec.
Explanation later, Vincent. We have to find the others. You hear Gryffindor hold his head. And he says, "It was only a matter of time." And I walk outside.
Okay. So it's like still, it's just like middle of the night, pouring rain.
I'll cast a light spell from my Wayfinder. And I'll look around outside and make sure that there is no one in the shadows.
Yeah, you take some time, you and Vincent looking around.
Yeah.
Nothing. I mean, Vincent able to kind of like check, like follow their tracks kind of back the way they came.
Mm-hmm.
If he follows it for a while, I mean, it's just their footprints for quite a while. It seems like whatever was chasing them gave up chasing them. Who knows how long ago? Without him like really fucking leaving town.
When I come back in, looks like they gave up the chase probably close to town.
I saw nothing but their footprints all the way. As far as I went, there was no other
The
footprints.
thing is, these weren't like animals. They used tactics. They were flanking us and they were doing feints. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just waiting or something.
They're probably with the cult. It has to be them.
You would notice that I would look at Una and just shake my head.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not saying anything.
Is there anything, any little piece that you can remember? Was there any color on their whatever they were wearing? Anything?
Well, only that they were beastly. Some of them, at least. Some of them had weapons, and some of them, they were a weapon.
Beastly how? Animalistic?
Claws, fangs.
I'm sorry to say this insensitively, but they must have been flesh warped. Probably sin spawn.
Oh,
The only thing.
Been sensitive. Don't pretend. But I don't think they were flesh warped. Not all transmuted monsters are flesh warped, Grail.
Well, I'm just. There has to be more to this.
I know it's where your mind goes first. It's okay.
I've been studying and pursuing the cult for the last 2 months. I figured they would catch on eventually. I haven't exactly been subtle.
I'm shocked to hear that, Grail. Unbelievably shocked.
You know, it's more shocking that you still have a sense of humor after all of this.
What, what, am I making jokes?
Grail actually laughs. All right, we need to get Amir. Vincent,
I was gonna say, seems we're missing one
Stay
of our
here.
party.
Stay here. I'll go get him.
All right.
And I'll grab my staff of fire off the wall, and pick up my spell book, and step outside.
Okay.
And once he leaves, Una goes, Vincent, I know this is going to sound strange. Could me and Tree just have a moment alone?
If you'd like, my room's back there. I'm gonna guard this front door in case whatever was going against you guys didn't follow you here.
You see a sign on a little sign next to one of the doors that says Una.
Oh, okay. I guess I've been moved in.
I built a bunch of rooms for all of us, and then no one showed
me.
up.
That's news to me. Anyways, Una would motion to Tree that, if Tree would follow them.
The hobble.
Right, and once we're in the back, Una would kind of close the door and be like, Tree, what shouldn't I say?
I don't know, but I'm just. There's a reason why they waited until we were leaving. I was alone for over a week lost. Why didn't they get me in any of that time,
I know. But I know you don't want me to talk too much about things here. But you still have your memories from when you were first Tree, don't you? You know you can trust them.
I kind of do. There's still... The only reason I remembered you at all was because of your mask.
Well, if you trust me, then we can trust them. They're not always the best judge of characters or do the smartest things, but in their hearts they mean well.
I trust you.
So I won't take the lead on telling them what you're holding back, but at some point you're gonna have to talk. It's gonna make it easier for all of us if we're gonna stay safe.
When we're all together.
All right, buddy. And with that, Una would walk back out to Vincent.
There's like a really nice, room with a bed and a wardrobe and a desk and a bunch of stuff. All you can tell it was shifted around because Grail couldn't get it just. He's like, what would they like? They'd like the desk over here, over here.
All right. For the sake of how it's all going to work out, if you do walk all the way to go get a mirror, this is in the past. You don't find him. I imagine you guys would call it a night, or at least let the two people who have expended everything they have get some rest. And eventually, very early in the morning, depending on who's still awake, would hear the sound of footsteps approaching Grail's home.
Yeah, Grail would instantly look out the window with his staff ready.
Right. And you would see Hemlock and Amir approaching and walk up.
Grail bursts open the door quickly. In now.
Amir kind of hesitantly looks around like something's wrong, and as he does, he kind of brushes Hemlock inside and backs in your door. He's like, is something going on now? Especially with what I've been told. Is it going? Is what's wrong? And his eyes is pissed off. He's looking at windows.
No, nothing. They're not here yet.
Okay, who are they? Let's start there then. And he's still looking out the doors.
I'm sorry. I haven't slept. Tree and Una returned last night. Injured.
Did you say
Vincent-
tree?
Vincent would walk around the corner fully geared up. Yeah, tree, not
Not
who
first
you-
tree.
Not who you think, but yes.
But
Oh,
first-
Details later.
Sure.
I couldn't find you last night.
I'm sorry. I was in my home, sleep.
Was he not home when I showed up?
No, we'll just say you were out doing something before. Like you had a late
Oh,
night.
okay.
Being a
Does this
deputy.
line up with one of the things that happened with my character?
Look,
Okay. In that case, Amir would retcon that a little bit. Yes, sorry. I was handling something a bit personal.
Well,
We can discuss that later as well.
someone chased Una and Tree here. They were bloodied when they showed up at my doorstep late last night.
You made it sound initially as if they were chased by things, someones, even potential, but multiples.
I have theories, but they refuted those theories. Some of humanoid monstrosities.
I would love to give you an answer, Skip, but I backtracked for a little bit and it was just their footprint, so whatever it wasn't in town.
And I have nothing to even go off of research-wise, so these things will
go back in its holster.
they'll continue to be mysterious.
Yeah, like Hemlock had like his hand. He has this, by the way. Hemlock has this nice, like really cool looking like shield that he didn't have before on his back. He was like ready to like draw his sword, probably pull the shield over. But he's like, what is going on?
Hemlock, you look like you haven't slept. Are you doing okay?
Tell us what you came for that might be connected, as these things are
You're saying,
often.
you're saying they got attacked outside of town?
Yes.
I don't think it's connected then. This happened in town.
Oh,
Connected?
great.
What do you mean happened in Hemlock? I need something.
I think he's here to tell us. Vincent, have a seat. I'll wake the others.
Vincent's gonna continue to stand.
Amir notices there's way more books on the table, and it's way messier than he left him last. And like and there's like an insane, that conspiracy string connection wall up, and it's got more strings than you remember there being last time. And Grail definitely doesn't look like he's more coffee than sleep at this point.
Amir will go over and start looking at the wall and see if he can piece together the new revelations or connections you've made.
And it's like it has Nualia like in the center, and then like